वेलकम टू वी लर्न में आपका स्वागत है. We are discussing performance measurement, session 9 of management control system. Topics covered are paradigm about measurement, framework for management performance system, types of matrices, requirement for a performance measurement system, single versus multiple performance indicator. When we talk about paradigm about measurement, basically measurement is a bone of contention for many of the companies. So there are disputes which are often caused by the differences in paradigms. Traditional paradigms about measurements, they could be serious roadblocks to any effective performance measurement and improvement. So some of the traditional paradigm about measurements, they are: first, it is considered as measurement is very threatening. Second, precision is essentially to useful measurement. Third, single indicator focus. Selective measures, they are sloppy. And standards, they act as ceiling on performance. When we talk about framework for performance management system, so the purpose of measurement is basically a value addition process, so which has a very direct impact on the competitiveness and the improvement. But at the same time, when we talk about, so cost benefit, they have to be evaluated while developing a matrices in order to measure a performance. So there needs to be a very clear and unambiguous and a well-defined purpose which makes it easier. Now comes the choose the right matrix. So when we talk about the right matrix, so matrices, they are basically the methods to quantify the measured information. So a clear purpose, it helps to choose the right kind of matrices. When we talk about prioritize indicators, so measurements, they are basically expensive and time consuming. So a clear purpose, it helps to prioritize the indicators to identify the most important ones. Then comes choose the most appropriate method. From among all the methods, an appropriate method is to be chosen. So when we talk about achieving and understanding the acceptance, so it's very important to have a clear purpose. That clear purpose, it adds to the process of understanding and acceptance. Lack of which, a lack of clear understanding, a lack of clear acceptance makes the system of measurement prone to a lot of manipulations. There are other important purposes of performance measurement. जो पहला है वो है decision support. Secondly, it helps in monitoring the effects of strategic plans. Thirdly, it helps in performance evaluation. Fourth is it helps in diagnosis. Fifth is it helps in managing a continuous improvement process. Now there are certain types of matrices. जो matrices होते हैं किसी भी measurement system के लिए, they are the building block. So when we talk about matrices, they are basically specific methods which are to quantify the informations about whom, information which about the variables which is intended to be measured. So there are hard and soft matrices. जो hard matrices होते हैं वो pure facts होते हैं, and these pure facts, they are basically providing possibilities of measuring directly. क्या directly measuring the input, measuring the production, measuring the net profit. But when we talk about the soft matrices, they are helpful in measuring the intangibles, those things about a corporate, about a company which could not be seen, which could not be touched. तो वो कौन से एस्पेक्ट्स होते हैं जो सॉफ्ट मैट्रिसेस को मेजर करते हैं? वो होते हैं ब्रांड लॉयल्टी, या फिर वो हो सकता है कस्टमर सेटिस्फैक्शन, या फिर एम्प्लॉय सेटिस्फैक्शन. When we differentiate between hard and soft matrices, तो जो hard matrices होते हैं they are done with an objective reference, और soft matrices they are observer's bias. जो देख रहा है उसका bias है, उसकी inclination है. Hard matrices they are basically accurate, और जो soft matrices होते हैं they are surrogate indicators. Hard matrices they are basically hierarchical in nature, whereas soft matrices they are multivariable situations. When we talk about financial versus non-financial matrices, both the financial and non-financial matrices ये hard matrices के subset है. They are the part of hard matrices. जितने भी indicators of performance हुआ करते थे traditionally, उनको in earlier times it used to be translated into financial terms. और जो financial terms में translate नहीं होते थे, they were altogether omitted from the framework of performance management. So there was an integration of financial and non-financial matrices which is essential for the basic execution or the meaningful execution of performance management. जो performance matrices हैं with respect to financial, वो होते हैं हमारे budgets and actual variance क्या है, या फिर product group में क्या आता है, what is the profitability, what is the kind of cash flow, and what is the return on total capital, what kind of overhead absorption is there, and what is the customer profitability or earnings before income and tax. And when we talk about non-financial performance matrices, so they are like labor efficiency or the capacity utilization, what is the delivery precisions, and what is the market share, and what kind of market penetration is it. There is another variation which we could discuss. It is based basically on the financial performance targets. So financial performance targets, first is model based versus historical versus negotiated target. तो जो model based targets होते हैं they are used basically in the situation जहाँ पे एक stable deterministic casual relationship होता है इनपुट और आउटपुट में, और ये बहुत अच्छे इंजीनियर्ड टारगेट की तरह से जाने जाते हैं. The other models which are based on targets but they are not engineered clue to the fact कि there are one or more variables which are impacting the performance and they are not known and are not required to be forecasted. When we talk about internal versus externally derived targets, so internally derived performance targets, they are totally internally focused on what is possibly within the organization. So there are basically two types of externally focused target. First is target costing. So when we talk about target costing here, the cost targets, they are basically price driven. So the price and the cost, they are set in such a fashion जहाँ पे selling of the product or service, they will help the company to earn a profit margin. Another is benchmarking. So when we talk about benchmarking, it is basically a process wherein an organization, it studies other organization best practices and they try to implement the processes and system to enhance their own performance. Others are fixed versus flexible targets. So when we talk about fixed versus flexible targets, so here fixed targets, they do not vary over a given period of time, whereas flexible targets, they are changed according to the business conditions. अचीवमेंट वर्सेस प्रोसेस मैट्रिक्स की अगर हम बात करें, सो अचीवमेंट मैट्रिसेस जो हैं बहुत ज़्यादा एम्फेसिस अचीवमेंट पे देते हैं, whereas process matrices में the emphasis is on the important characteristics of the process. Achievement matrices जो होते हैं, they are basically the hard facts and that can be measured directly, और इसमें बहुत कम इंटरप्रिटेशंस की ज़रूरत पड़ती है. जैसे हम बात करें नेट प्रॉफिट की बात करते हैं या ROI की बात करते हैं, whereas when we talk about diagnostic matrices, तो ये indirect matrices हैं for business achievement, or they are basically critical success factors in a competitiveness, and they do not have a very direct bearing on the traditional financial achievements when we talk about. Another is competence matrices. These are the kind of matrices which describe the company, wherein the company is preparing for the future. And when we talk about the example of competence matrix, तो एक example होता है where investment level in product and service development. So when we talk about investment by telecom company, for example in broadband services, so it is called as a competence matrix. Then comes time to market new product. So here when we talk about advanced new mobiles with internet or email and camera features. Now there are relationship between achievement, diagnostic and competence matrices. So when we talk, there is a good measurement system which contain a balanced mix of above all the three matrices, that is achievement, diagnostic and competence matrix. तो जो वेटेज होता है हर मैट्रिक्स का, that is dependent on the fact for what purpose the measurement is done. If the measurement and the purpose of performance measurement is basically to gauge the short-term performance, the achievement matrix here would have a higher weightage. Whereas if the purpose of performance management is to gauge the potential growth in the medium term, then along with the achievement matrix, a diagnostic matrix have to be used. When we talk about requirement for a performance measurement system, basically it consists of 4 steps. तो जो पहला step है, it is establishing and updating performance measure. Second steps take care about establishing accountability for performance. The third step is gathering and analyzing performance data. Fourth is reporting and using performance information. When we talk about establishing and updating performance measure, तो वो कौन से measures हैं या वो कौन से established performance measure होने चाहिए? पहला है to ensure a narrow strategic focus. So among all the various variables which are impacting an organization's strategic and operational planning, only those variables who have the intensity to alter the course must be charted. Second is measure the right thing. तो एक organization वो जरूर identify करे and it must thoroughly understand what is the process which is required to be measured. Only the critical aspect should be measured which is helpful in the success of a process. The third is be a means, not an end. So the focus should be on achievement, not on the performance measure. The fourth is what is to be measured. There are some universal aspects of performance which are like financial measures or customer satisfaction. So attention to establish of measures in these areas, they are very significant part of successful performance management system. Then comes determining a baseline and goals. जब परफॉर्मेंस मेजर्स दे हैव बीन डिसाइडेड, जो नेक्स्ट स्टेप आता है वो होता है टू डिटरमाइन अ बेसलाइन, एंड बेसलाइन इज टू बी सिलेक्टेड फॉर ईच मेजर. Then comes reviewing measures. So when we talk about reviewing measures, किसी भी business environment which is dynamic, the traditional performance measures may become redundant. Therefore, it becomes very important, and there is a constant need to review the measures and weed out the obsolete and not the desired ones. Then comes establishing accountability of performance. So when we talk about establishing the accountability of performance, जब परफॉर्मेंस मेजरमेंट्स एस्टैब्लिश कर दिए गए हैं और परफॉर्मेंस मेजरमेंट सिस्टम क्रिएट कर दिया गया है, उसके बाद नेक्स्ट स्टेप जो होता है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में इज टू इम्प्लीमेंट. सो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन का क्या मतलब हुआ कि ईच एम्प्लॉय दे आइडेंटिफाई विद अ पार्ट ऑफ द प्रोसेस and then they take a responsibility of that part of the process. So there are certain techniques which are used for establishing accountability of performance. तो वो कौन से tools हैं, वो कौन सी techniques हैं? तो पहली जो technique है वो है empowerment की, फिर आती है owner identification की, then comes reward and incentives, then comes open culture and communication, and the last is the institutionalization problem solving approaches. Gathering and analyzing performance data is the third step. तो कभी भी level of achievement को ascertain करने के लिए in reference to the goal, there needs to be the data which is to be collected, and the data which is collected they need to be analyzed. So जितनी भी organizations हैं, they first need to collect data from number of sources at various regular intervals. And why this is done? There are certain principles of data gathering that should be followed. So it should be to keep it focused. जो भी आपकी डेटा कलेक्शन टेक्निक्स हैं वो फोकस्ड होनी चाहिए, वो फ्लेक्सिबल होनी चाहिए, वो मीनिंगफुल होनी चाहिए और वो कंसिस्टेंट होनी चाहिए. डेटा गैदरिंग रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी की अगर हम बात करें तो लाइन सुपरवाइजर एंड एम्प्लॉइज व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट, so they are the people who are responsible for data generations which are related to daily operations or customer services. When we talk about business unit managers, they generate data which are regarding to the customer interface. When we talk about executive management, so at this level here the management, they are very much interested in aggregate of data. They are interested to know whether the organization is meeting the strategic plan or not. And the fourth is transforming data into information. So data analysis in performance management is the process of converting basically raw data into the performance information and knowledge. Now comes reporting and using performance information. Organizations which do not measure things just for the sake of measurement, rather than they report, evaluate and use internal performance information, they are an integral part of performance measurement system to inform various level of management about the performance information, or to determine if corrective actions are required or not, and to determine whether changes are necessary in the performance measurement system or in the measures themselves or in the organizational goals. When we talk about single versus multiple performance indicator, किसी भी मेजरमेंट सिस्टम के लिए टू बी इफेक्टिव बहुत जरूरी है टू आइडेंटिफाई द वेरिएबल्स जो कि इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं सक्सेस किसी भी लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, एंड टू क्रिटिकली एग्जामिन द क्रिटिकल फैक्टर्स ऑल्सो. एक स्कूल ऑफ थॉट आर्ग्यू करता है कि डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द पर्पस ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस मेजरमेंट अ सिंगल इंडिकेटर शुड बी यूज्ड फॉर इवैल्यूएशन. तो वो सिंगल टूल क्या हो सकता है, सिंगल इंडिकेटर क्या हो सकता है? इट कुड बी सेल्स रिटर्न और कैपिटल रिटर्न. बट देयर आर सर्टेन ड्रॉबैक्स ऑफ दिस आर्ग्यूमेंट. सिंगल इंडिकेटर दे आर गुड मेजर्स ऑफ मैक्रो सिचुएशन. जब हम माइक्रो सिचुएशन की बात आते हैं दे फेल टू असेस द सिचुएशन. और दूसरा ड्रॉबैक है बेसिकली कि जो अंडरलाइन प्रोसेस है इट इज इग्नोर्ड. और जो सिंगल इंडिकेटर्स होते हैं वो स्ट्रैटेजिक प्लान को लिंक करने में फेल होते हैं. देन कम्स डेटा गैदरिंग responsibility. When we talk about data gathering responsibility, so they are linked to the strategic objectives of the firm, जितनी भी हैं, and they basically they must identify हर level पे हर responsibility center organization के. The decisions which one has to take is about inclusion and exclusion of variables from the measurement performance. Now this leads to the use of number of precautions with regard to the measurements जो कि responsibility center से होते हैं. तो जो पहला है that they should be aligned to the strategy which is used in pursuit of the goals and objectives. Secondly, वही variables which are crucial they should be measured and they should be even if they are qualitative. When we talk about GE measurement project, so General Electric they have subdivided the measurement projects into 3 projects. पहला जो है those designed to measure the overall performance of the department as one economic entity. Second, those designed to measure performance of the functional organization, जितने भी functions हैं किसी organization में, such as engineering, human resource, marketing, finance, and number of them. The third is those which are designed to measure the performance of the management of the departments. Now, as a result of all these analyses, GE has developed the following key success factors for each of its department. पहला कौन सा सक्सेस फैक्टर है? वो है शॉर्ट टर्म प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी. देन कम्स मार्केट शेयर. देन कम्स प्रोडक्टिविटी. द फोर्थ इज द प्रोडक्ट लीडरशिप. फिफ्थ इज द पर्सनल डेवलपमेंट. सिक्स्थ इज एम्प्लॉय एटीट्यूड. सेवेंथ इज पब्लिक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज. Now there is a process of creating a balanced scorecard. So when we talk about the process of balanced scorecard, balanced scorecard is basically a set of financial and non-financial measures which are relating to a company's critical success factor. Therefore, it is an approach which provides information to management to assist in strategic policy formulation and its achievement. Now, when we talk to identify a vision, that is where an organization is going, it must identify organization strategy. That is how an organization is planning to go there. Second is to define the critical success factors which are factors and perspectives that have to be done with very well with each level of perspective. Then identify measures which will ensure that everything is going on the expected way. Then comes evaluation of balanced scorecard, that is ensuring what we are measuring is right or not, then creating an action plan and the planned reporting of the balanced scorecard. So this is a process by which a balanced scorecard is created, and it is identified and done in a pictorial form, wherein the first vision is created, second and a strategy is identified, third is critical success factors and perspective again are identified, then they are measured. After measuring, the evaluation part is done, and then action plan is created, and lastly follow up and management is done. There are two exercises that needs to be done. Specify the conditions under which achievement matrices and diagnostic matrices can be used. Second, try to find out key performance variable from 7 different industries. Thank you and have a nice day. Keep learning and relearning.